Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 87th episode of Hunter x Hunter. And as some of you may be aware, I took a pretty big break between the previous episode and this one because I kind of needed it. 86 episodes, that's a lot to watch of one show, like as an every week thing. And, burnout does kind of happen after a while. For sure, especially when recent events, the show has taken a more darker turn. You keep seeing characters you care about dying. That definitely compounds the issue a little bit. And around that time, I got a copyright strike for an episode, which that always lowers my motivation to watch a show. And then because of that, I ended up looking at my kind of list of Hunter reactions. And I noticed just how many dislikes a lot of them have, and just my motivation to react to the show really just took a nosedive around that time. So I just kind of figured I should take a break before I just end up completely dropping the show. So that's what I ended up doing, and it's been like 3 months-ish since then. And I do feel like my motivation to watch it has went up quite a bit. I still care about the characters. I still want to see their journey and how it goes, even though the show will probably continue to hurt me by killing characters I care about. But, that's just part of the journey, So there's a part of it you just got to accept. There will be moments when the character that you care about just has his head severed from the body and is petted on her lap or whatever was happening in that scene. I try not to think about it, but it was an unpleasant scene for sure. Especially when you see Go and being like, "Yeah, we're gonna go save Kite, guys. It'll be great." And you just, as the audience are sitting here like, no, you're not. It's just gonna be horrible. You're gonna realize Kite is not savable, and it's gonna be a very sad moment. And I know that no moment's coming, right? So that's another thing to not quite look forward to. But anyway, like I said, I am back with it now, and because of the copyright strike I got, that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for having thumbnails from the episode as video thumbnails. Like I don't do that anymore, really. So hopefully, no longer doing that will prevent future copyright strikes. I don't know why I'm speaking so slowly, but if I do get any more copyright strikes for this show, I'm going to change my format from how I'm doing it with it now to how I do it with my other videos, which is literally just subtitles in front of a black background. I'm not going to do that unless I get another copyright strike, in which case, yeah, so just, you should cross your fingers and hope that does not happen. So anyway, as far as the actual contents of the show, I believe where we left off was going in Killua dealing with a couple of like assassin dudes trying to beat them. They had like this shogi piece or whatever in their hands, and we had this scary The Ring horror movie kind of girl hanging around, and Biscuit was around, which was cool. That's kind of what I remember. Oh yeah, and our cool old man guy is out there doing something too. Hopefully things work out with that, because I wouldn't put it past the show to kill him too. But anyway, that's enough of an intro. Let's just dive on in and see what the show's got for me. So, 3, 2, 1, play. And there's that lady, our experimenter. That is the question, isn't it? Our enemy is just a nightmare, for all intents and purposes. One at a time when there's like a bajillion of them. Knuckle and Shoot. Okay, thank you for refreshing me on those names. Go never gives up. Nice to see our boys hard at work training. But yeah, the saving Kite thing, don't get too hooked on that. I have missed the opening, definitely. Never play with bugs, kids. And those are the two guys that are, yeah, hanging out with, what was his name? Isaac Netero, yeah, Netero. Yeah, I think we have all three of our knights so far, but we don't have the king born yet, do we? I don't actually remember. You may need to refresh me on some stuff. Promise and reunion. Reunion with who exactly? Oh no. Okay, so the king's not born yet. Gotcha, I didn't think so. Human meatballs? Why do you call it that? And once a king's born, I imagine things getting much worse. I noticed. Yay. Can we kill it with fire now? Right. Thank you for that little bit of recap. What are you reading, Biscuit? That blush makes you think it's not very family friendly. Meanwhile, those two are over there trying to keep their aura up. At least give them a book to read. Preferably a more child-friendly one. Maybe some Shonen Jump manga. I don't know. I don't remember what the plan was. Well, I'll just all watch and see how it goes. Yeah, you guys look, you could use some water to replenish some of those liquids. Whew, we did it. Good job, boys. I knew you had it in you. I can imagine. Not even any TV to watch. But don't we get at least a little bit of rest? What about Sonic? Or, I mean, shoot. Well, maybe it's not obvious to everyone. Do you have to lurk around corners? I disagree. You know what, fair enough. I suppose. Are you impatient, Mr. Knuckle? Doggy! Are you a friend, Doggy? Do you want to be a pet? Would you like a snack? Bites him. Never just anything in this show. Could be a secretly an ant-dog hybrid sent as a scout. Here they come. They look ready. Get to safety, Doggy. You don't want to be in the middle of this. You don't want to get covered in blood and sweat. Possibly tears. That would be him. There's not a lot of characters that look like him in this town, so... Or forest, wherever we are. I don't even know where we are, honestly. Are you scared? They do outnumber you. It's just the hair, don't let it intimidate you. "5 hours. Well, it's not our fault. Biscuit told us to get out the door. Can't believe we're being lectured by the enemy. He's not wrong, though. You should definitely, get rest before fighting an opponent. But it's nothing to cry over, man. Calm down. Really, dude? Just got... Okay, man. Just give us the... I want you to hit me as hard as you can. You might regret that. Well, he's confident if nothing else. I think you may be underestimating them a little bit. Also that. But there are 2 of us, though. I personally have trouble believing he's that powerful because of his ridiculous, cliche delinquent hair, but... Thank you for showing me that. I really needed to remember that. Last time we saw Kite alive. Come on, go, and you got that super punch thing you do, right? Okay, going. At least give it a good shot. I told you not to underestimate him too much. I would go with stomach. Just hit him somewhere he'll never expect, go, and that's your best chance. That's the obvious choice. So. And. Come on, going. How much damage did you do? Well, I think he collapsed. I guess that's it then. We won. I thought you were supposed to be tougher than that, but he fell down in one hit. I mean, it was a special hit, but he still fell down, and he went far back, too. Like, that's a good 4 meters. It's a distance. Hey, you said you wanted us to punch you. You didn't say we couldn't use a special Nen technique. I don't think that was in the rules. Well, rip Knuckles. I mean, yeah, that's really what it boils down to. I mean, that was entirely his fault, his idea, his everything. He was so cocky. Are you still upset? Yeah, you think? Although you wouldn't be the first, probably. It might not be discussing ant hybrids, but they're still tough. Not the kanji for car. Yeah, but we're the good guys, so we do things a bit differently. That's a good point. If you're not strong enough, then what's any of it matter? Although they did, you know, knock him out, so. Well, we have a little bit of time for it, I guess. Softy delinquent. I just love Killua's internal Tsukomi. And just like that, we're now friends. Oh, was that the doggy? Did he follow us? Aww. Man is really wagging his tail back there. Guess that settles it then. Oh, oh my god, those puppy dog eyes. It's next level. I kind of want to keep him now. Although my cat's bigger than him, so I don't know how that will go. But I think we need a good meal right about now. All I got's water, so I'll make do. But one down. Who gave her a knife? You got it on your cheek, man. We did beat you though, aesthetically. There's biscuits. I was wondering where you went off to. That's some strong mist. More bugs. I was afraid of that. But hopefully we kill them. That'd be nice. Could we kill some bugs, please? I'd like that. I don't know how you possibly prepare for that. Oh. He just fell in a training room? When did we set up a training room here? It's almost like when he played ball with the boys. So. Yeah, I mean, they just kind of fell into holes. Probably. Well, yeah, you go through the leader first. Pretty basic tactics. How dare they? Is Man, he's not just gonna bend over and let you wipe us out, so. Can she even move her body? Is that the name of the cat girl? I don't like the look of that. Not one bit. Her awful, awful, horrible science. That's always a positive. That's still a lot. Sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah, that's been an issue, hasn't it? I hate when the enemy gets all sneaky and strategic. Okay, so we're predicting that. That's good. We better not get outsmarted by friggin' insects. Yeah, I definitely get that. They are getting pretty good results, though, all things considered. It doesn't matter how long it will last. Yeah, but things never go well for us lately. Oof. You really should hand them a water bottle when they're done with these sessions. Oh, hey, it's not for you. It's not a soup kitchen. But I guess more the merrier. Oh, they've arrived. I guess we got round 2. How will that go? They're all sweaty again. They just refuse to take you on at full power. At full stamina. So is it gonna be Killua's turn this time? That'd be funny. He gets his chance to go. Well, glad to take you on. That's what we're here for. Okay, no, we're going together. Gotcha. One goes top, one goes bottom. It was a good idea, but he handled it well. Oh. Yeah, the guy's not bad. This is much better showing than last time for him. At least he caught him. That's what best friends are for. I don't believe you. You were feeding the dog like 2 minutes ago. Exactly. Killua's been on point this episode. Are we gonna end off before we finish this fight? No, I think we have time. They have a lot of it. Yep. Ooh. Well, it's not going super well so far. Who's lurking in the shadows? Yeah, we're pretty close now. Is this shoot? You're not gonna eliminate him, are you, before he can leak information? Well, that's concerning for Knuckle. You know, I started rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho recently because, you know, Reactor's doing it. And I never realized until, you know, until recently. But yeah, just Hiei and Killua, definitely some similarities between those two characters. Once I realized that I can't unsee that. It really is nice to be watching this show again. I never disliked the show. It just, you know, hurts me sometimes. Especially seeing what looks like the remains of Kite in a freaking tube. Okay, that was the not 7th, 87th episode of Hunter x Hunter. And yes, we are continuing our whole thing. I don't even know what you'd call it. They got the shogi pieces with the kanji written on them. They're trying to get from the two guys. That plot line. I don't know what you'd call it, but we're continuing that, right? Biscuit's hard at work training them, and I do feel like going to Killua have had like a lot of training arc-ish things throughout the show. You know, I feel like we've had a lot of those, and we're continuing that here with, you know, them trying to maintain their power up for like 3 hours while Biscuit just Netflix and chills in the background, I guess. So they're working hard at that. And they had their encounter with Knuckles. I think that was their first encounter with him. And he was going into this very, you know, cocky, like, you guys are not on my level. You even showed up here all exhausted and stuff. What joke is this? Looking down on me, I want you to hit me as hard as you can, you know, and we'll see if I move an inch. I won't, but you can try. Then go and just goes for the strongest attack and boom, knocks the guy 10 feet backwards or whatever. So I don't think he was expecting that, really. You know, although he didn't say not to use net attacks, right? I'm pretty sure he didn't specify that, so, you know, it wasn't like they broke any rules or whatever. So I think it's fine. But apparently they weren't okay with that being like a victory, you know? Because waiting under those conditions, that doesn't mean you're stronger than your opponent, right? Like, not at all. So I think they're aware of that, so they want to make sure they really can defeat him like on a fair, more even ground, and then they'll be willing to accept, you know, the victory, right? Which is fine. And we ended up becoming pretty buddy-buddy as a result. He's very much kind of more of a, you know, softy, I think is the word the subs used. You know, a guy than he he looks, right? A bit of, I wouldn't go as far to call it gap moe, but, you know, it is like a bit of a gap there, which is interesting. The other guy seems to not be the case. He was kind of calling him out on that softiness from a distance, so almost makes it sound like he's going to kill him off before he could, you know, get too corrupted by them, you know, get too buddy-buddy with them. It almost seemed like he was implying that. We'll see if that ends up happening. But that other guy is definitely going to be more of an issue for sure. He does not seem as pleasant of an individual. I don't see him feeding any wild dogs in the park. He doesn't strike me as a type at all. Let's see. Over on the other side of things, Netoro is doing his best to take care of the insect problem. You know, while our boys are over there training and passing that kind of testing they're doing, he's out there actually killing bugs, and they seem to be doing pretty well so far. However, so far they've been dealing with not like super low tier, but lower tier than the real problem, right? Because the real problem is like the king is not born yet, the 3 special knights, those are like the real problem, right? It's questionable whether we could 1v1 them. You know, Kite, of course, couldn't, although he was trying to protect the boys, so that's a little bit different. But yeah, it's questionable how well we will be able to do in that situation, but for now we are doing a pretty good job of thinning their numbers. You know, using their tactics of mist to obscure vision, getting them to drop into what looks like a training area. You know, the classic blank walls kind of training ground, kind of like you see in One Punch Man. I don't know when they had time to set that up, but they did. So apparently they lure them into them, where they have more of a home field advantage, and then just take them out. We didn't get to see too much of that. Like, we saw the butterfly. ladybug guy fall in there, and then Netero stood up. We implied that he killed him there, but kind of would like to have seen more of that fight for sure. We do have more stupid science from our cat girl character, and we see what pretty clearly looks like the remains of Kite in a big old tube thing. So I don't like the idea of this one bit, because they're probably going to utilize Kite to make some kind of weapon, or just reanimate him in some way to be like an undead insect hybrid warrior. I don't know what they're doing with Kite. It's not pleasant though. I really don't like all this cat girl's bullshit science stuff. It's never good. The insects having Nen is not good. A lot of things they're doing is not good. It's horrible. They gave us a bit of a refresh on the kind of hierarchy they have, which is good for sure. Well, it's good for me to know about that. But yeah, so far they haven't. Our trio has not been. Things have been going well for them so far, right? Hopefully that can continue for a while. Because the enemy's starting to try to plan around it, but they seem to be aware of the plans that they're having, so for now it seems to be going fine. I just had this bad feeling Netero's gonna die, because everyone else does in this show. So hopefully we could avoid that, because Netero is a pretty smart guy, so I want to believe he'll be fine. But it's just a world-ending threat we're up against now, so you really can't blame anyone for losing against that. So the ending fight we had was pretty cool, getting to see Killua and Goen like tag teaming Knuckles. That was a good fight. I enjoyed watching that, although it didn't seem to go too well for our boys. They're doing their best, right? And it is nice to actually see what he's capable of, because it really came across as a joke, you know, that one-punch loss, but obviously it's not fair to judge him by that, so this was a bit more of a fair showcasing of what he can do. And he did seem pretty strong here, yeah, for sure. I do think that's everything I had to say on the episode. Like I said, it's nice to be back into it, really. I feel like a lot of the depression that had been building up within me in regards to this show has had a chance to just kind of like vent away. So I'm going to. I'm into this with much more positive feelings. I mean, I'm making some comments here and there about the tragic nature of the show, but I'm not like being consumed by it. So it's a little bit different, even if it doesn't look that different from the surface. But anyway, that's all I got to say. So just gonna end it off here. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.